You need a game invites.
What's up, guys? HD Motorsports here, bringing you another broadcast of the NNR Racing League. Tonight's the elimination race at Kansas. To get to the elimination round, we got 4 guys down there in the red. You'll see it just in a moment when we get the invites out. We got the little bar up on the left side, so make sure to keep an eye on that. And Pete, we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. And looking at that list, there's some good names on there that are on the bubble to be getting knocked out tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be a lot of guys trying to fight to stay in, others trying to fight to get in. So God Power stole this race in the spring after some late race cautions. Who do you have for tonight?
Well, who do I have for tonight? I'm going to have to go with my boy, Rowdy, the man who I'm picking to win the whole thing. Rowdy. You know, he's got a good car. He's always got a good car. He had a rough week last week at Talladega, but that's Talladega. Anything can happen there. As we are now loading in, I just got the invite. Send the invite out to you, buddy. We'll go and hop in this, baby.
I got it.
You got it? Oh, look at that. Carol is on it tonight.
Oh, yeah, Carol is on it. Yep, and I'm not only going to be following along with the race here, but I got a more stream up as well, so I'll be able to keep an eye on these laps and what their pit sequences and cautions and maybe a little bit of a race rundown until we get that tool Zane. But yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, if you want the tool, make sure to add the Zane, the bearded one on Twitter, saying we need a tool. Add him. Just add him.
Just add him. Yep, they are on their pace lap right now.
Yep, I'm sending out the tweet that we're live. Go and turn the volume down.
So you picked Rowdy for tonight. I think, you know what, Amore has not won, and in the spring he had the fastest car and he led the most laps. I think I'm going to have to take that 42 tonight, HD.
He's going to have some work going through the field because that's the 2 young guns out there. 1, 2, that's going to be the Aviator in the 38, and he is in that red zone in the elimination round. That's the Aviator down there sitting third to last, but on the outside of him, he's got his teammate, CGMX Rose in the 11 sitting P2, and their other teammate from Red Spade Motorsports, Jose, also just outside the red sitting P3.
Yeah, and then you got your pick, the 18 of Rowdy sitting on the outside. So you have 3 teammates that are going to be together next year with CGMX Rose in the top 4. How do you think this first lap's going to go?
I think it's going to go well. You know, they're still under default setups. Haven't got it in. Haven't made a little loosey-goosey as they come around. Turn 4. The Aviator's going to take the field to green flag and green air flags in the air at Kansas. I will say green eggs and ham because I'm hungry. But, hey, that's for later tonight. And they're going to go 3 wide into turn 1 off the bat. Jose, 720 at the P2.
Yeah, I really looked like the 38 might have checked up the whole field because he started to go and then he stopped and then it kind of made the 18 on the outside check up, so he didn't want to push the guy in front of him too far up. But yeah, 3 wide for the second row and third row back.
Yeah, they're currently 3 wide right now, coming down the front stretch. That's going to be the 20 of Ingol's 11 of CGMX Rose and the 43 of Jose 720 going into turn 1. CGMX Rose is going to dive that thing down in there. 2 by 2 by 2.
2 by 2, see the 88 of Dohar kind of tagged that wall a little bit. And that's one thing about the lines here at Kansas. If you try to run that high side, yeah, it's quick. But if that wall grabs you, it will not let go. You have to slow up. You have to get off the wall and try to hopefully get back in the gas without losing too many spots.
As they come down the front stretch, they're going to go 2 wide down the apron for third place. That's CGMX Rose, who started P2 on the outside, currently battling with the 20 of Ingles, who, like you just said, is rim riding that baby around turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's rim riding, trying to get past the 11 of CGMX Rose, but still out front's that 38 of the Aviator.
Yeah, he's got the clean air, and if you're looking at the rim riders right now, CGMX Rose is on pace to drop outside the top 5 within the first 5 laps, and there's a car flipping in the back of the field. Huge wreck.
To see who that was, but it looks like we're still under green.
It was a huge wreck, but we are still under green. There are cars going down pit road, cars cutting the grass, look like Dan the lawman that easily collected 5 to 6 cars.
Yeah, it did. I'm kind of actually surprised that they didn't bring out the yellow, but it looks like because they were all going down pit road and off the track. The game just let him keep on going. But the 11's made an amazing pass, power move, as you would say, on the 88 of Dohar. He got underneath him, pulled up alongside, and just kept on going. It looks like his next car he wants to get to is that 42 of Amore Smoke.
Yeah, current top 3 running right now is going to be the Aviator and the 38 out the P1, and there's a 2 of Stout Whiskey looking low on the Aviator in turns 3 and 4. There's Dohar as well. They're going to go 3 wide down the front stretch.
Boy, this action on this race so far is it's not disappointing at all. Yeah, it looks like first through fourth are going to kind of go single file, but you got, like you said, the 2 of Stout Whiskey, you got the 12 of Knights right there, just in front of the 20 of Ingalls.
You know, one of the cars that are on the outside looking in to get into the next round, that's going to be the 24 of Coey, and he just went a lap down. Luckily, it's still early in the race. We could still possibly have a caution, but he's definitely going to need it if he wants a shot to make it to the eliminator round.
I tell you what, there's going back to the 12 car at Knights. He's actually got a really stout setup underneath him tonight. He's got a setup from Silent. He used to run the 9 car, and he was bragging about the times he was running before. I wouldn't be surprised to see that 12 car up front at some point tonight.
12 cars the Knights, man.
12 car is Knights, absolutely.
Oh my God! It's usually me messing up that 12 car. Woo! Don't yell at me now.
Somebody else other than Knights?
You said Stout.
No, I said the 12 car is stout.
Hey, look, man, you can't be saying a 12 car is stout when there's stout out in the field.
Well, when the 12 car Knights passes the 2 car stout, then I'll say that. But no, as you see, the 11 of CJMX Rose ducking underneath the 18 of Rowdy. He's going to pull underneath the 43 of Jose as well. They're going to go 3 wide through the tri-oval.
Yeah. The young gun there, CGMX Rose looking low down into turn 1. He's down there. Melody, 18, O'Rowdy, trying to use them tires up early on while they're still green. The line has not migrated totally to the top line yet, but you see it right there. That high sign is just so dominant at Kansas.
Oh, yeah, it's dominant now, but in the spring race here, you saw once some of those cars got their adjustments rolling, that low line was actually really, really fast. That's actually where Amore made most of his time up early. I'm waiting to see how everything changes later in the race.
Yeah, Rose is actually going side by side for 4th place right now as he's got the 20 of Ingalls right above him, and he's going to power move by him on the outside, down the back stretch, and he's going to slide just in front of Knights in the 12.
Yeah, these guys have really separated themselves from first all the way back through, I think, what was that, the 88 of Dohar, or is that the 42 of Amore? I'm not quite sure, but yeah, these guys are really racing among themselves right now.
Yeah, last car in this pack is going to be the 42 of Amore Smoke, but he just might be cruising along. You know, he's not using his stuff up just yet. He's still in the default setup as well as everybody else at the moment, as Knights is looking a little wiggly there, going down the backstretch into turn 3.
Yeah, he tagged that wall just a little bit, but it didn't actually grab him. So he was able to maintain his pace. But he's got a fast car under him. I'm waiting to see how he progresses through the night. He's another one. He's only like 2 points above that cutoff line, so he needs a good finish.
Yeah, as the Aviator's starting to get a little pressure, and there's Rowdy looking on the inside, down the backstretch on Jose 720. He got a little bit of run out of turn 2, but Jose on the high side got the better of it, and there's CGMX Rose diving down low in turns 3 and 4 on Ingalls.
Yeah, he's going to try to take Ingalls through the tri-oval, but it looks like he had to back out. It looks like the 12 car Knights is going to take that position.
Yeah, so Rose is going to drop outside the top 5, still trying to low line, just nothing working with it just yet. As you can see, Stout Whiskey there in the 2, trying to low line as well, and he's going to drop to the back of the pack behind the 42 of Amore Smoke. Top 3, Pete, starting to run away with it, though.
Yeah, they are. They got single file. They stayed single file, and they're just drafting their way along while all these other guys are fighting. They're just saying, okay, see ya.
Yeah, I think they're starting to work together a little bit, but Rowdy in the 18 got to the wall in turns 3 and 4. On the exit of 4, he scraped it. You saw the amount of time he lost, but the draft, he should be able to hook back up, and these guys get hooked up. I expect them to extend that lead that much more.
Yeah, you see just that little bit of contact that Rowdy made with the wall. It actually broke up the top three. That second pack is coming to get him now.
Yeah, Ingalls is going to lead that thing. Right behind Ingalls is going to be your last week winner, God Power. And that 21 car charging there in P5, sitting P6, going to be the 88 of Dohar, 42 of More Smoke, P7, 11 of CGMX Froze, P8, Stout, P9, and I couldn't really see who's sitting P10.
I believe that was the 12 and 6.
And I think you are right. Starting to see a little separation, though, between 4th and 5th place and 6th as Ingalls and God Power here starting to separate themselves from a More Smoke and the 88 of Dohar, but still that top 3 running strong.
Yeah, these guys are all single file now, so you got to wonder the tires they're starting to wear, high line, low line. They're done trying to really make up some spots right now. They're just trying to keep up with each other, waiting for that first round of pit stops. I'll check in on a more stream, see how he's doing on gas, and get the running order back there as soon as he flips through his menus. But they're on lap 18 of 134, and Amore right now is running in 7th, right behind Dohar.
Yep, so I imagine they can stretch it at least 15 to 20 laps more. I'm going to guess it's between 30 and 40 laps. These guys are getting per tank, per run, as there's that 20 of Ingalls looking low on the 21 of God Power down the front stretch into turn 1.
Yeah, he took him through the trial, but the 21, he can keep that car wound up on the high side. So that if the 20 can't pull this slide job off, he cut right in front of the 21. 21's going to try to pull a crossover, but the 20 should keep the momentum on the high side unless the 20 can do the same thing the 21 can do the same thing, pull the slide job coming off of 4 here.
And that's exactly what he did. He pulled another slide job coming off of turn 4, down the front stretch. That 21 of God Power up to P4, and that battle right there, the 20 of Ingalls is up into the wall. But that battle allowed the 88 of Dohar and the 42 of More Smoke to catch up.
Yep, they both caught up, and everybody else in the backs had to check up just a little bit, as it looked like the 11 of CGMX Rose and the 12 of Knights are doing a little bit of battle here. They're side by side.
Yeah, they're currently going side by side and trying to get up to the 20 and the 42 of More Smoke. They're currently side by side for 6th place. Going down into turn 1, it looks like a More Smoke is going to have the advantage on this when they come out of turn 2.
They're coming out of 2, and I'm trying to get back up through the field. It looks like the top 3 got their selves back together, and they're starting to pull away again, HD.
Yeah, they're starting to pull away, but here comes Stout Whiskey in the 2, the 12 of Nice, the 11 of CGMX Rose, as they're going to catch up to the 20 of Ingalls.
Yeah, it's amazing how the 20 of Ingalls getting into the wall, where these guys were all single file. Now they're all back racing again.
Yeah, the 2 of Stout Whiskey still looking low on the 12 of Nights, but if you're just not able to clear them and be able to pull the slide job, you're just going to get stuck down there. And it looks like there goes the 2 of Stout Whiskey going down for his green flag pit stop.
All right, so if the 2 of Stout Whiskey is going down for his green flag pit stop right now, Amore's gas light hasn't come on, so he might be trying a different strategy. They're on lap 22 of 134, so this is actually kind of early.
Yeah, and there's just a wad of cars right here. The 11 of CGMX Rose is down low on a 20 of Ingalls. There's the 12 of Knights. He's looking down low. I believe that's going to be a lap car. The 47 of Fort Smitty. Knights is looking low in turns 3 and 4, but he's just not going to have anything working, especially if Fort Smitty's got some fresh tires.
Yeah, not only fresh tires, but he's also got the draft from the 42 of More Smoke. So yeah, without any help, you're not really going to be able to get anywhere. But that high line, that's definitely a place to be right now.
And there's the 11 at CGMX Rose, looking to pull some side draft down the backstretch. Able to get a good pull. He's going to enter side by side into turn 3 with the 20. He's just not going to be able to clear him. Not just, ooh.
That is close. Oh, that's close.
I didn't know.
Pinched all the way up.
I didn't even know what to say right there, but CGMX Rose is actually going to lose a spot out of that to the 42 of a more smoke. And you know, a car that's under a lot of fire the last 3 weeks, that's going to be the 11 of CGMX Rose. He's caused quite a bit of havoc here. You know, a lot of cautions has went his way that he has caused. But, whew, that was a close one right there.
That was definitely close. As we see more cars starting to head down pit road, you see the 43 as well and the 38. So you got the Aviator off track right now, as well as Jose 720.
Yeah, Aviator, your race leader, or was the race leader, he's going to dip off as the 11 of CGMX Rose, the 21 of Godpowder. There's the 88. Here comes the 11 this time with the 42 of a more smoke. Let's see how this pit stop works out. There's no love lost between these two, as 11 of CGMX Rose is going to get a pretty good entering down pit road, and that's something NNR does. Coming into turn 3, you got to be below the apron. 42 is going to push him, though.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a bump. I don't know if that was too fast, but yeah, Knights came right along with these two as well, so they should be able to pull out together.
And a 2 of Stout Whiskey, though, out here making up time. He was able to pit a couple laps before everybody else, and you can see it. Aviator's just coming out, who was the race leader. Here comes Stout Whiskey coming through turns 1 and 2 just now. He's going to be on his bumper.
Man, these guys are pulling some serious time. I was waiting on Moore to get back out on track after his pit stop, see exactly what kind of time he's able to make back up on Stout. Since Stout pitted, like you said, about 3 or 4 more laps before these guys. Did he make it too loose? Did he make it just right? Is he going to be able to hold that high line a little bit better? It's going to be interesting to see what they're able to do.
Well, Stout definitely made up a bunch of time because he just went by CGMX Rose. He's right on the 43 Jose 720's bumper. So Stout is actually currently sitting P4 because there's Rowdy, who I'm going to assume who's sitting P2, Jose P3, Stout P4. Outside of that, it looks like CGMX Rose P5.
Yeah, Stout was earlier in the closer to the back of that pack. So with him being P4 right now, yeah, he made up a bunch of time by pitting 4 or 5 laps early. That's a pretty good strategy call by the 2 cars part.
Yes, sir, indeed. And there's one completed green flag cycle, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think anybody else is still out there. Excuse me, I think the 21 of Godpower is actually going to be sitting P5. I also don't know where the 22 of J-Paul sits in all this.
Godpower is actually sitting P8 right now. Ingalls is in 9th. Moore's in 10th. Knights is sitting in 11th. And Carroll is in 12th.
So I guess there's a few people who haven't pitted.
Yep. Yeah, it could very well be. As it looks like you were just asking about the 22 of J-Paw. He's fighting side by side with the 18 of Rowdy and the 43 of Jose 720, and they're doing all this right in front of that 2 car.
Yeah, and that's going to allow the 2 of Stout Whiskey to possibly catch up. But we are going to keep our eyes on this 22 of J-Paul. He's got a little front-end damage on his car, but nothing too serious. I'm pretty sure it's at 99% aero. And he actually might have been one of the ones who got caught up in that early wreck where there was no caution.
Yeah, it could very well be. He might have been one of the ones that went down or was forced down pit road early, got in there, made his adjustments, took his licks early. Yeah, he could very well be in this lead pack now that everybody else is pit, but will now he have to pit here very soon?
That's very possible, and here is that 38 of the Aviator. He's got a commanding lead on second place. Once this thing cycles all the way through to second place, is going to be the 18 of Rowdy. But Aviator with easily over a 10-car length lead on him.
Oh, yeah. And then behind these two, you've got the 43 of Jose 720, the 22 of J-Pod, the 2 cars Stout Whiskey, and I think that was just the 1 car of now that escapes me.
Sweeter,
there we go. Yeah, I went back and watched the spring race, and he was in the 14th and didn't even get back to the 19 cars. Go figure.
Yeah, there goes Coe going down for a pit stop. Now, we saw him pit earlier in the race, so this is going to be a second green flag pit stop, and that's definitely going to kill him because he's possibly going to go multiple laps down here.
Yeah. Getting through the field here. The guy just caught up with the 42 of More Smoke. He's got the 20 of Ingalls to his outside, and Knights is right behind these two fighting side by side.
Yeah, and Coe is actually the first car right now to get eliminated. He is 2 points off of 8th place, and 8th place is going to be Jose 720, and Jose is currently running 3rd.
Yeah, Jose's having a great night. He really needed it. He tweeted out early that he thought he had a really strong car, and this might be it for him. So he said he really loved this track, and he's waiting on that first win in NNR.
Yeah, there is that 12 car Knights. He's going to follow up right behind the 42 of More Smoke, and Knights is going to have a good run as well because he's currently sitting P7 at 48 points. So these guys are right on the bubble, but right now Coe is getting killed with that early no caution flag wreck happening.
Yeah, no caution and damage and all that. Yeah, it's not really turning out to be the kind of night that Coe needed. But tell you what, the battle between the 12, the 20, and the 42, all three of these guys. I mean, Amore's you could say Amore's is safe. But the 12, he needs to stick with the 42. Ingalls, he needs to let these guys go if they're faster. I don't see any other good battles on the track right now. Not that I've come across anything, but they're all getting kind of spread out after that first green flag pit stop.
Yeah, I think the battles right now is going to be with this pack, as all three of them are actually running different lines. You got More Smoke only up against the wall. You got Knights, who's sitting dead middle of the track, and then you got Ingalls, who is at the bottom. So it's pretty cool seeing these guys cycle through the turns, as Ingalls is actually going to ride up a lane higher. More Smoke's going to ride down a lane lower, and Knights is going to ride a lane higher that time through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's actually pretty neat to see them come off the corner. You know, almost, it looked like it's 3 wide, but they're not. You know, they've got some separation between them. But yeah, they are clearly running different lines. It's just Knights is actually taking the most dangerous, having to watch that little groove up there.
And they got Amore basically rim riding that thing. If he touches the wall, like you mentioned early on, he's gonna get stuck to that thing. This wall just, once it grabs you, and it's gonna hold on to you. As we're going to go ahead and cycle through here. Here goes the one of Sweeter down low on the 22 of J. Paul. He's going to be able to pull a slide job in turns 3 and 4.
Trying to catch up. There you go. Yep, 22 of J. Paul. You see the one right in front of him. And right behind them is the 11 of CGMX Rose. I'm going to try to get back to Amore's feed here. It looks like Amore has worked his way back up to 7th. Ingalls is 6th. In P5 is CGMX Rose. It looks like we've got some pitting going on because Rose. Okay, no, it's just people moving around a little bit. The 4th place car is Stout Whiskey. CGMX Rose is in P5. Amore is in 6th. Ingalls is in 7th. And Knights is in 8th.
And that means your top 4 is going to be Aviator 38 P1, Rowdy P2, Jose P3, and Stout Whiskey is going to be P4.
Yeah, so the top 4 really didn't change all that much, except for Stout Whiskey. That early pit stop is really paying dividends for him.
Without a doubt, but right now this 38 car is on cruise control, and actually the 38 car needs this run because he is also in the red.
Yeah, the 2 car Stout Whiskey just made some serious contact with the wall. The 1, the 11, and the 22 of J-Paw were all able to get right by him. It looks like that pit stop, or those tires from that earlier pit stop, might start to be wearing away. He's slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, the main thing is I don't see any damage on the right side of that discount tire 2-car Ford Mustang machine coming down the front stretch. Still looks mighty clean, but yeah, I think it still paid out for him because he's still sitting in 5th place. He was in about 7th to 8th place, and he's got a huge lead before that second group of cars catch up.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. He's got a big gap between himself and that next place car.
go ahead
around again, looking for some more.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sit on the bumper of the number 1 car, Sweeter, and watch CGMX Rose's line as he's going to enter turns 1 and 2. See what he does. He's going to arc it down in there just below the dotted top line, and he's going to ride that seam all the way around out to turn 2, down the backstretch. And like you mentioned earlier with Knights riding that line, that's a very, very dangerous line. Here he goes up into turn 3. He's up near the wall. He's above that second dotted line. Coming around turn 4, down the front stretch, going to cut the apron. Rose running nice and smooth.
Yeah, Rose is definitely running very smooth. Yeah, that seam, though, if you catch that seam wrong, there's almost no saving it. You really got to hope that you can get out of the throttle in time and keep the car pointed in the right direction.
As we got our current race leader, the 38 of the Aviator, going to catch up to some lap traffic. That's going to be the 37 of Pro Viper, who Pro Viper is also in the red. He is sitting basically second to last, getting eliminated.
Yep. The 22 we talked about earlier, as far as maybe taking that early caution for granted and getting his adjustments in, we just saw him going down pit road.
That's where a lot of your time is going to be made up, though, because this is kind of a tricky pit road to get onto, and how they do it here in NNR. You know, they enter at turn 3. You got to keep this thing down on the apron through turns 3 and 4. And, you know, you can do it slow and be safe, or you can cane a lot of time as Rowdy's going to tap the wall coming out of turn 2 down the backstretch. He's going to be able to hold on to it, though, tap it there just a bit. I'm going to go in and call that a little lag on our screen. I don't necessarily think he touched the wall there. That's just what we're seeing on our end. But that's where a lot of time's going to be made up, as a car right now is through the grass down the front stretch.
As you were talking about, Rowdy is kind of following along. It looked like the 43 of Jose 720 was actually making up some great time on him with the keeping the momentum coming off of the high side of turn 4.
And here's a battle right here for 5th place as the 42 of Amore Smoke, 20 of Ingalls going down a backstretch. Ingalls is looking low. He's going to elect to push him, though, coming into turn 3. Maybe get him a little bit tight, as we got Knights down low at turns 3 and 4. Where did he come from?
I tell you, Knights, he was really, really confident in that setup that he got from his old teammate Silent. Yeah, Knights was ready for Kansas after last week's race at Dega. He says, "I know what I got, bring it on." And he's got to be happy. I mean, yeah, he's not, in the top 5 right now, but he knows if he finishes where he is, he's going on to the next round.
Well, I tell you what, if the Aviator wins this thing, locks himself in, that's going to push whoever's in 8th place down and out for the race. Jose's having a good race, so I think the battle for the last spot's going to be between that 12-car Knights and the 4 Natty Dread.
Ooh, it's the plot thickens. It actually looks like the 4 Natty's going to go ahead and pull down pits.
Ooh, and the 2 of Stout Whiskey comes up into the middle of the track, hits the 20 of Ingalls as they both hold on to it somehow.
That was some great driving by the 20. Yes, it looked like Stout was just trying to get a little bit too much out of that corner, but the 4 Natty followed that 2 in. Now, if Knights is able to keep tabs on the way the points look right now, he may not want to stay out too long, because the 4 car is going to get a definite speed advantage once he exits the pits.
Yeah, in a way, this thing is looking as there's that 42 of Amore Smoke. He's going to cut some grass entering in turn 3. That's going to kill his time just a bit on this pit stop, as the second green flag pit stops of the night is underway.
Yep, I'm actually riding along with the 12 car Knights right now. He's riding that high line that he's pretty close to where he's been all night long, and he's got the 20 of Ingalls right in front of him. Good thing when the 2 did slide up, he didn't actually slide up into the 20 rather than the 12, as it looks like Knights is going to go in for his pit stop right now.
Yeah, so that's going to be a good call for the 12 of Knights, as there's the 2 of Stout Whiskey. He's going to get out on track down the backstretch. There goes the 4 of Natty Dread as well, getting out down the backstretch. We got that 48 of Carroll coming out for his second green flag pit stop of the night. And Carroll had a top 5 finish last week.
Yes, he did. Carroll had a great finish last night, much needed. It was a little, unfortunately, it was a little late in the round, but yeah, great finish last week by Carroll. Looks like right now, as we're riding along, or I'm riding along with the Morris Stream, he is, during this pit cycle, running 11th. Jose 720 is in 10th. Stout Whiskey, Pro Viper, and they are cycling through, so it keeps changing on his screen. But as soon as he gets around to the start-finish line, I'll get us a lap count.
And here comes Rowdy coming off a pit road, going down a backstretch. Be interesting to see where he comes out compared to your current race leader, the 38 of the Aviator.
Okay, it kind of looks like things have settled down a little bit. So Jose's in 8th, Stout Whiskey's in 9th, Amour's in 10th, Knights is sitting in 11th, so he's actually fallen back a little bit, but I'm sure there's still some people out there that have not pitted yet, and Amour is going to be crossing the start-finish line with 82 laps to go.
We got a side-by-side battle going down the front stretch between the 88 of Dohar, 20 of Ingalls, going down into turn 1. Ingalls is going to have the preferred line. He's actually got a little bit of advantage, so he should be able to possibly pull a slide jump, but Dohar on the high side pulling a power move straight from the Aka Academy.
Yeah, he pulled that. He actually kept that car very wound up. As you see the 20 of Ingalls ducking down pit road. Yeah, he ducked a little bit further down pit road than I think he wanted to. He took Dan's spot. He said, give me the lawn.
I think he's trying to make us some time.
Yeah.
Cut the course a little bit.
That could have very well been. He cut that course big time.
And here is the 4 of Natty Dread currently battling with the 42 of Amour Smoke as they go down a backstretch. And there's that 12 car of Knights sitting just behind them. And taking a quick look at it, Knights is 1 point out from Natty Dread.
So let's see.
So right now, if this was the end, I think Knights would be the first car eliminated and the Aviator would be locked in.
I think Natty might actually be a lap down. I'm wondering if he wasn't involved in that earlier wreck, because I'm seeing Amour is sitting in 9th, Knights is sitting in 10th, God Power is sitting in 11th. I don't even see Natty up there. I think that 4 might be a lap down. Oh, wow. He might be back all the way back in 16th or 17th right now.
I think you're probably right. Oh, Amour Smoke, though, getting a little loose out of turn 2. Way to hold on to the car. Amour Smoke, he got wicked loose, and there's that seam you were talking about, Pete. He hit it coming out of turn 2, and that thing just snapped on him.
Yeah, it did. He did a great job, kind of getting out of the throttle, maybe downshifting, getting back into it. He didn't lose any time to that 4, and it looks like these two are drafting their way away from the 12 car Knights.
Go ahead and cycle through here, and we actually got a current battle with the 11 of CGMX Rose and the 18 of Rowdy. They were currently side by side going down the front stretch. So let me get on them. There's Rose looking low, and I said it earlier between Rose and between Rose and Amour Smoke, there's definitely no more love lost between Rowdy and the 11 of CGMX Rose.
Not at all. Earlier in the chase, these two made plenty of contact. You think back to Dover, where the 18 clearly dove that car in and pushed the 11 of CGMX Rose up to the wall. He went on for the win. He said the 11 came down on him. 11 said, no, you washed up into me. Yeah, difference of opinion, not on my screen kind of thing. Who knows? But, yeah, these two, they seem to find each other on the track pretty often.
That's what happens when you're two of the fastest here in NNR. And I'm going to take it a race before that at Las Vegas when those two got into it. So this thing's been brewing all playoff long, but they work together. They're currently catching up to that 43 of Jose 720 down the front stretch.
Yeah, they've definitely caught back up to Jose. And can you imagine right now if the 18 if we'll just say if the 11 of CGMX Rose was on that bubble, if the 18 says, you know what, I don't want your competition going into the eliminator round, brake checked them or got underneath them, wrecked them out somehow, boy, that would fuel all kinds of stuff for the last 5 races that we've got coming up for this remaining part of the 2019 season.
You know, the only car with something to lose in this pack of 3, though, is that 43 of Jose, because he's the one person just above that cutoff line.
Yep. So he needs a great finish. Rowdy, woo, he almost got to that left quarter panel. Wasn't quite sure what he's going to try to do. Maybe a little side drafting or what. I don't know. But, yeah, these guys are booking it along that high line.
Yeah, they're both running. All 3 of them really running up there. Rowdy's just sitting on the bumper. He's going to look to the outside of Jose, though, down the front stretch. Not able to get it there. Looking low. They're going to be side by side through turns 1 and 2. Down the back stretch. Here comes CGMX Rose.
Yeah, the 11's going to...
Oh!
A little bit of lag. That was, I don't know what that was. The 11 just got donkey kicked by the 43 and sent him all the way back. Wow. Oh, man. I was joking about a brake check. He just got it. Wow. Oh, I wonder what kind of damage that caused to the 11. Oh, man. Poor luck.
I just saw it on the stream, and oh my god.
Oh man, bad break for that 11.
Oh, good lord, good lord, good lord. Well, luckily the 11's having a good playoff so far. He's pretty much locked into the next round.
Yeah. Oh man. He lost a ton of ground to the 43 and the 18, though. He's really going to have to... I hope if there was any damage caused to the 11 by that it is just lag and he's not riding around now with like 80% aero, because that had to hurt.
I'm going to go ahead and say he's at 80% aero, and he's going to see a whole new front end.
Man.
That's terrible.
Just sign him up for next race. Oh.
Nope, put a fork in it, he's done.
Wow, he can't wait for his pit stop now. Whew, that was bad. All right, let me get a new running order going off of Moore's stream here. Actually, the 11 of Rose is still running in 4th place. He's got about... He's got about 5.5 seconds back to Stout Whiskey. And then a More Smoke is sitting in P6. Knights is back to 7th. And the 20 of Ingalls is sitting P8. He's 5 seconds behind the leader.
Ooh. We need a caution.
Yeah.
We need throw a water bottle out there.
Caffeinage.
We need a caution. Throw a water bottle out there.
How about a Mountain Dew? Will that work?
I don't care. Throw something out there.
Okay.
Nah, but here's the
if we can't get a caution to come out by cars spinning, I don't think the game is gonna call for a water bottle. Yeah, these guys have all got plenty of room between them. Not really a whole lot going on, and I'm sure that the 38 of the Aviator, he's still got this great control of the race, and I think that was the 48 of Carroll that he might have just put a lap down.
Yeah, I think Aviator's out in front right now. But just going through the field, man, everyone else is pretty spread out. Hey, there goes the Aviator on the outside, looking to the outside of the 47 of Fort Smitty. Aviator just on rails. As I don't even think I think that's 2nd place all the way back there coming out of turn 4. Yeah,
he's got a commanding lead right now. I can't see exactly.
I think Rowdy's P2, Jose's P3, and Rose's P4.
Yep, you got it. And then the Moore, Stout, and then Knights. Knights is he's continuing that great night that he was pretty confident about last week after Dega.
I think he just needs to finish 2 spots ahead of Natty Dread.
Yep, and right now he's got those 2 spots.
Well, actually, really, you think about it, Jose is 2 points away from Natty. So Jose should jump Natty. Nice to jump Natty, and it will be Natty who's out. Because Jose's 47 points, Knights is 48 points,
Yep.
Natty's 49. So the three of them only separated by 3 points.
Yeah, it's been really close every single round during
2 points.
The first half of the chase so far.
Just 2 points.
Yeah.
Not only separated by 2 points. Because Aviator, if this thing goes green, he's going to win this thing. He's going to get locked in. He's going to bump up. And that person's 8th is going to get bumped down. And right now, it's going to be Natty.
Where's Aviator sitting in the points?
He's the first car in the red.
Yep.
No,
so yeah,
second
you're
car
right.
in the red.
That would definitely bump somebody out that might have come in thinking they were really, really safe. So yeah, somebody's night's gonna get worse if the Aviator does continue on and win this race. And right now it doesn't look like he's really letting up.
Not at all.
Tell you what, I'm really surprised by the car that Amores had tonight in the spring race. He led the most laps. He was extremely strong. The 21 stole that race after some late race cautions. I mean, they went through their whole gambit of restarts. From the double wide start finish to the single wide, everything. But the 42 actually led the most laps in the spring. For him to be running, I don't want to say mid-pack, but he's P5 right now. He just doesn't seem as strong. Either that, or he is running, competitive or faster laps than the 38. He's just got too much time to make up.
You think of cars who were just dominant during the regular season. The one car that comes to mind is the 42 of Amore Smoke. But here, as of late in the playoffs, man, just hasn't been the same Amore we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing Amore up front leading all these laps. The past 3 to 4 weeks, it just hasn't been there.
No, he clicked off 7 wins in 10 or 11 races, but he's gone. I think he's gone winless in the playoffs so far.
If he's won one, it was early on, and I think you're right. I think he won. No, he didn't win Dover.
No. Nope. That's where Rowdy in the 11 got into it.
I think he is winless. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of working my way through. See the 12 car Knights and the 88 of Dohar have a little bit of a battle going through 1 and 2 right now. They're side by side.
Yep, Dohar's going to get the advantage right there down the backstretch. Knights is going to file back in line, try to pull that draft to be able to pull the slide job, but Knights is committed to that middle line. He's been running it all night long.
Yeah, so he's not up high on those seams, and he's not down low to where you're just not as fast as the guy that's got the momentum off the high side. You're right in the middle. You're a bit secure. You're still fast. Yeah, he's got that car figured out.
I will say this, man. Dohar has impressed me. He's been a full setup guy his whole, I don't know, call it a career, but his whole gaming NASCAR, the whole time he's been playing gaming, playing NASCAR games on the game as we're going through our 3rd green flag pit stop of the night. Come on, HD, get the words out. But, he's been full setup guy, the whole time. Coming here in NNR, which is the premier default league. I really don't care what anybody says. This is the best of the best. You say you're the best default driver out here. You come in this league and see if you're the best, because these guys are just flat out, 1st through 20th, all have got mad skill. All of them can win anywhere at any time. And, you think of like Pete. Or no, you're Pete. You think of J. Paul. You think of J. Paul. I mean, you said himself, he's gaming this league, and it's just got a whole new realm of respect for all these guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you look at Sterlo, you look at Red Dot, some of the guys that have come in thinking, okay, it's just another default league. Those guys are known to be fast. They came in thinking they were going to win every week. Yeah, not so much. As you see, the 42 of Amore Smoke down pit road right now for his green flag pit stop. Car's getting jacked up right now. Left side tires are going on, as you like to do. I'm sorry, that was the right side. Here's the left side getting put on. Gas man saying go, 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 go. And Amore is going to be exiting the pits.
Yep, there goes some more smoke. Here is your current race leader, that 38 car of the Aviator. Once this thing cycles all the way back through, he's just now coming out of pit road. You know, Moore's got to pick up some time, man. Moore didn't exit out just, he did. The Aviator's right on his bumper almost. About probably half the track.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see how many cars are at least one lap down, and where. Okay, actually, Amore's on his stream right now. He's coming up to the bumper of Natty Dread as we were just talking about the points. Natty right now is sitting, I think it says 16th. Once Amore gets a little bit closer, I'll be able to get a better picture. But Natty is he's definitely further back in the pack. Yeah, he's sitting P16 right now.
Yeah, and that's a terrible place to be sitting in because we've been talking about it all night long. Right now, Natty, who you would have thought would have been the safer of the bunch, when you look at the elimination race stats there on the left side, he's actually going to be the one to get eliminated if this race was to end right now. As we got Rock NASCAR out there, giving a shout out to the 88 of Dohar, straight from the ACA Academy. Say, keep on digging, Dohar. Keep on digging.
Yeah, old Rock. Good to see you, sir.
Another Maryland-born native. Rock NASCAR. Still don't know how the hell he got the Maryland flag on his car, though.
You can mod anything nowadays.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kind of going through as they finish up this round of green flag pit stops. 88 of Dohar's actually right on that back bumper. The 18 of Rowdy. These two got together. I think it was the one week that you were off at Pocono. Yeah,
oh, I was there. I remember that.
Were you? Oh yeah. Yeah, he blocked them all the way to the inside wall going down the backstretch, the Long Pond straightaway. Yeah.
And there's one guy you don't want to block. That's the 18 of Rowdy. He will tell you that. You block me, I'm wrecking you. The man said that. Dohar found out firsthand. There is no better fit in that 18 than Rowdy, though. I will say that.
Nope. I tell you what, I think the Rowdy gamer tag fits him a whole lot better than AK Poopy Pants ever did.
Oh yeah, and there's that 4-car though. 4-car of Natty Dread up into the wall. It got the 20 of Ingalls a little loose down the backstretch. They're all able to hold on to it though, and that's going to allow the 42 of them more smoke to catch up to that 20.
Yep, 42 is actually right with the 22 of J-Pop, right behind the 20 of Ingalls, and now the 4-car is going to tuck right back in behind the 42. As you see, the 88 of Dohar coming off pit road.
Do I know
42 is up high, the 22.
I don't know. Do we know the date when the tryouts are? I don't know the date. I know they post something all the time, but I don't know what it is.
They post it all the time on NNR's Facebook page. You'll either see posts from Jerry Robertson or from Coe. They've been doing them on different dates for each series. You know, whether it's dirt, Xfinity, truck, or cup. And from what I've seen, there's actually been quite a few tryouts. So it's I'm looking forward to next season. You see the 42 of them more really tagged that wall coming off 4.
Going around just trying to find a little bit of the racing action out here. Here's the 20 of Ingalls to a Stout Whiskey. Both having solid nights. Stout Whiskey, man, been calling it all playoff long. The dude has just been on fire as of late.
Yes,
just sitting in, I think he's in 5th, maybe just outside of 5th, sitting P6. But again, having a good, strong night. He's going to advance to the next round.
Yep, I said quite a while back that I had the 2-car clear through to the round of 8, but from the round of 8 to the round of 4, to that championship round, that is going to be really tough for for Rowdy, for Amore, for the 11 is CGMX Rose, for Jose 720, for Stout Whiskey. I would say beyond those 5, the next 3 are going to be wild card. I have no idea who they're even going to be because, like you said, any of these guys can win any week.
Yeah, I mean, it's those 5 who are definitely locked in to the next round, I'm going to say. But 6th to 14th, well, 12th, and 12th is already eliminated string because he's not here tonight. So 6th to 11th, I mean, Natty Dread, he's currently the one to get eliminated. But, Knights get a hiccup. He could hit the apron. He could hit that seam in turn 2. Wreck, he could be the one getting eliminated. Or even Jose 720, who's having a good race. I mean, you just don't know. With the laps dwindling down, we're now 3 green flag pit stops into this green flag run once we drop the green flag.
If the Aviator does go on to win tonight, he joins Rowdy and he joins God Power going into the round of 8. Who do you think Who do you think grabs that the other 4 spots?
Into the final 4?
Yep. Who do you think? Who else do you think grabs the?
Right now, my final 4 is going to be Rowdy, More Smoke, CGMX Rose, and I think Stout Whiskey is going to sneak in there.
I do too. You exact same 4. Yep.
I think Stout Whiskey, man, he's just been running too strong, but. Looking at it, the Final 4, man, it's just, I think the top, when we think big 3 here in NNR, I think of Rowdy, Amore, and CGMX Rose. That's the big 3 I think of. I think one of them is possibly not going to be able to make it. It just takes one bad race.
Yeah, and we've got, We've got ISM coming up. ISM is I think it's the middle track of the next round. I'm not quite sure, but there's actually 3 different tracks or 3 different types of tracks in the next 3 weeks after tonight. So it's gonna get pretty hectic.
Oh, without a doubt, we're going to cycle around the field here just a little bit more. See if we get anything going on in the Snooze Fest 200 here at Hollywood Casino, Kansas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, they've. We've got 17 cars on track, but they've got so much separation between them. It's like, they're trying to run qualifying laps every time, catch the next person, and hope that you're able to make that pass cleanly.
I think Ingalls is eliminated, though. Ingalls got eliminated early on. He missed a race, I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah, if he's not scrolling in the bottom of the screen, then he's been eliminated. And I'm pretty sure he's gone. Another driver you can throw in there is God Power. The man's been on fire as well as late, too. God Power is streaky, though, I feel like. He's either really, really good or he's somewhere outside the top 10. I just feel like he's one of those streaky drivers, but if you streak at the right time, like he is now, he's currently sitting P1 in the point standings.
Yeah. Yep, that win that he got last week at Dega definitely did it for him. And I mentioned it earlier. He stole, and he said it himself. I talked to him just before this race started. I said, "You gonna have anything for tonight?" And he said, "No, man, I stole that spring race." So he knows. But last week's win and those points earlier in the season, they all pay off at the end.
Yes, they do.
Sitting with more speed. I'm going to get us a lap count here in just a second. Tell you what, green flag pit stop, after pit stop, these guys are really still sitting in the same positions. Ingalls P5, Stout Whiskey in P6, Amore in P7, Knights in P8, and God Power in P9. So, they've gone in for the next round, but they've got so much room between each other. That's the way they're still running. Just as I mentioned, the 12 and the 21. 12's actually going to try to make a power move to the inside of that 12 going down the backstretch.
I'm trying to find them. There he goes right there, that 21 of God power. Down low in turns 3 and 4. 12 still on the outside. He should get the run out of turn 4.
Boy.
Down the front
That's
stretch
close.
and clear him with ease, but that's going to allow the 88 of Dohar to catch up between these guys. We could have a 3-car battle here for 6th, 7th, and 8th. We're going to call it that because we need the tool.
Yeah, now Dohar's not anywhere near these guys as far as chase goes. The 21, hopefully he doesn't get too aggressive, or the 88 or Dohar doesn't give the 12 of Knights any kind of a boost, because he's going to have to check up for the 22 of J-Paw right in front of these two.
Yeah, and that's going to spread them out, going down a front stretch. 3 wide there for a moment, coming in a turn 1. 21 of God power, still down low. He's got him cleared this time. He's going to slide up just in front of that 12 of Knights. Knights with the crossover.
Knights are going to try the crossover, but you have to watch for the 21. 21 pull that slide job like you said. 12 is going to try to duck down low. The 88 of Dohar is going to stay up high with the 21. Catch his draft coming off 4. 12 is going to stay down low through the tri-oval.
And Knights, the thing he needs to do, realize where he's at in the point standings right now. He's locked in. He just needs to run a clean, smooth race, as the 38 of Aviator is actually behind these guys.
That might be why these guys seem like they lit that wick. They don't want to go a lap down, or if they do end up going a lap down, stay the first car 1 lap in case of a caution.
That just speaks volumes.
These guys really have a green flag run to it.
That just speaks volumes of that 38 car speed right now.
Yeah, to be catching these guys? Yeah, absolutely.
How many laps we got left?
Let's see. As soon as Amore's coming through 3 and 4 right now. We have 34 to go.
Woo! So that should be one more pit stop, right?
Yep. Yeah, depending on when they pit. We haven't had any cautions, so yeah.
Should be at least one more pit stop to make it to the end of the race, and that's when you start getting into the strategy. Pete, do you pit early? You get the fresher tires sooner, but towards the end of the run, you're going to be screaming you wish you had newer tires. Or do you try running it, split it?
I think that's actually right where that 2-car Stout Whiskey is right now. He pitted early. So did the 22 of J-Paw when he was forced down pit road. I think also the 4-car Natty Dread. All 3 of those guys are in that bucket, or in that situation. So I would say pit early, right when your fuel window opens up. Make up as much time as you can on those that are still out, and hopefully ride it out as long as your setup's not too loose later in the run. There's a few different ways that could play out. Looks like the 2 of Natty Dread or 2-car Stout Whiskey is actually going to pull down pit road, and he's got the 37 of Rowdy Wiper right with him.
18 of Rowdy's actually down pit road as well. So 4th green flag pit stops of the night is underway here at Kansas in the elimination race. Right now the battle is tight, as we got the Aviator actually, who's sitting 10th in points, winning the race. I think he's led every single lap tonight. If he wins, he will move himself, getting locked in to the Elite 8, and that's going to bounce either Jose, Knights, or Natty Dread out there and getting eliminated. And right now, it's actually going to be Natty Dread to get eliminated because he's running outside the top 10.
Yeah, Natty, the last I saw from a more stream, he was running in 16th. So definitely not the night that Natty was looking for.
Yeah, not the night at all. Curly bounce around here just a bit, and really not the night at all for Kobe.
No, Kobe needed a better night. Also, he was having some issues during qualifying in their connection test, where it didn't quite seem like the default was running the same way that it did when it practiced. We've all come across that at some point where it feels fine during practice, but once you get into a live or an online race, it does not handle the same way at all. So almost all the notes that you took, you throw them right out the window, and you're just like you say all the time, just kind of wing it.
And here comes the Aviator, your current race leader, once the thing cycles through. There you go. He hasn't led every single lap. The only laps he hasn't led is when he went down pit road. But, yep, there he goes, coming off of pit road. He's got the Ford Natty Dread right behind him. Here comes that 22, J. Paul, down the backstretch, but he's going to be a lap down as well.
Yeah, 22 J. Paul is definitely one lap down. And I don't think that should be the last pit stop for most of these guys. Now, we've seen them come in at like 22 or 23. I think the first pit stop that the 2-car made was after 22 laps. So he might have been cutting it right down the middle. I'm not quite sure. It wasn't forced, if I remember correctly. So it'll be interesting to see how the 2-car strategy plays out. I think he was pretty safe as far as points went, but if he ends up running out of gas, that might help others.
Yeah, and we're talking about gas and gas strategy. There's one car out here who always does the gas strategy, and that is going to be that 88 car. He's mighty good at the gas strategy, and that's one thing we can't see. We don't know how far Dohar's stretched each run. We just don't know who's stretched it farther than him. It's going to be an interesting one here as the laps are winding down at Kansas in the elimination race. NNR, who's getting to the Elite 8?
Yeah. The Elite 8, well, obviously Rowdy and God Power. You've got the 42 of Amore Smoke, the 11 is CGMX Rose, 2-car Stout Whiskey. I'm going to say the 12-car Knights. Did I say the 40? Yeah, I said the 42. Where's Fort Smitty sitting?
Fort Smitty's out of the playoffs.
He's out. Okay. And unfortunately, with my move recently, I don't have everything back up and running.
We just wing it.
Yeah, we just wing it. But yeah, those are the guys that I mentioned. I think they go on to the round of 8 easily.
Those top 5 guys are locked in stone.
Yeah,
they're getting to that.
Yep.
In the round of 8. The only question is, who's going to join? Who's the 3 joining them? That's the biggest question right now.
Yeah, 38. He's got to keep doing what he's doing. As he actually just got around the 21 of God Power, and the 22 of J Paws behind them. In front of God Power is the 48 of Carroll. So he's actually surrounded by people that are either in or people that are out. He doesn't have any of his close contention. The closest one, I think, is the 11 is CGMX Rose, but he's half of straightaway back.
Now here comes Dohar now just coming out of pit road.
Yep. I was going to say that before. And Moore's got 23 laps of fuel left in his tank, and I'll get us a lap count here in just a sec. He's actually got a little bit of damage on that front end. That might be why he hasn't really been in the front. He's got 23 in the tank and 23 to go. Talk about cutting it close.
Well, he should be able to make it once these guys get down here. Later in the run, they should be lifting just a hair. Especially when you're running on that high side, you don't want to risk it on older tires and hitting that wall. So I imagine he'd be able to save at least naturally a lap, maybe 2 laps through the green run. The green flag run.
Yeah. Now, if you're running the low side versus running the high side, where are you saving the most fuel?
Probably going to be low side because your RPMs are going to be lower because you're not going to be able to get the run off the corner like you would on the high side. So you have lower RPMs. You're also going to have to lift more to be able to stick that thing down there, and it's shorter distance.
There you go, everybody. NASCAR 101, straight from HD Motorsports.
Yeah, so just make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for future setups on NASCAR Heat 4. Once that drops, come get your setups here first.
Good plug. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Heat 4. Anybody that got the Gold Edition, the Jeff Gordon Edition, that comes out on September 10th. And you also get 3 days over everybody else. For everybody else, comes out on the 13th. Definitely looking forward to it. I pre-ordered mine. Once, actually, Dohar in the 88, he sent out a tweet a while back saying that as of 9 o'clock p.m. on the 9th, you're going to be able to pick it up from GameStop stores. So, kind of curious, or I'm kind of waiting for that to come out.
Yep, as we got a little 3-car battle here. Here's that 38
Ooh!
of the Aviator.
37 just door checked the 11 up into the wall, going through 3 and 4. The 11's down on the apron.
Where are you at? There you are. There's CGMX Rose. Still really no damage. But, hey, that's just what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of damage on him. Kind of, yeah. His left front, it's all kind of crinkled up a bit. Not a whole lot, but I'm sure just enough to affect his aero.
And here's a battle right here. Stout Whiskey to the outside of the 18, or Rowdy down the front stretch. Rowdy might be in a fuel-saving mode because he has dropped off quite a bit.
Yeah. He has dropped off quite a bit. Let me see. They've got 17 laps to go.
I mean, he's going mighty slow, so I think maybe he's just 1 lap, maybe 2 laps not to the good. As you can see, those 3 cars in front of him just pulled easily over 10 car lengths in 1 lap. And here comes CGMX Rose, who, like you just said, who's got a little bit of contact. He's catching up fast to the 18. So 18 might be in some field trouble. Who else is out there in field trouble?
I've got to say the 22 of J-Pop, probably. The 2-car Stout Whiskey. And who else? And the 4-car Natty. I'd really wait to see what they do as we get close to the end of the race, whether they've got to pit one more time or not. And there's a whole pack of cars coming up behind that 11. You got the 48 of Carroll, the 4 of Natty, 22 of J-Pop, 88 of Dohar, the 11 of CGMX Rose, and it looks like the 1-car of Sweeter Feed.
Hey, this has got disaster written all over it.
Yes,
As
it
you
does.
got Carroll in this pack with heavy front-end damage on his car. You know his car is not going to be driving as smooth as he would like it. And there goes Dohar to the high side in turns 3 and 4. Coming out of 4, he's going to get a huge run down the front stretch on the 4 at Natty. He's going to go door to door with him into turn 1. Possibly. JK. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, but you look at Dohar now. He stayed in that gas. He's going to pull alongside the 4-car now. Then you got the 1-car and the 48 side by side. And you got the 21 of God Power. And see, the 18 is now getting passed by the 4. The 18 has really got to. He's got to be in gas saving mode.
Yeah,
I mean, look at this pack.
And 11 might be in gas-saving mode as well because he is checked off the pack as Dohar to the outside. We know he's good on gas to go to the end. Dohar is going to make clear as they were 3 wide there for a minute in turns 1.
Yeah, they were 3 wide right there, and it looks like Dohar's going to end up with the leading this pack. The 4-car is going to tuck in right behind him. You got 21 of God Power underneath the 4. You got the 1-car of Sweeter Feed with the 48 in tow, and then you've got the 11 of CGMX Rose with the 22 right behind him. So these guys, they were able to sort themselves out, but side by side, the 3 wide back to 2 wide. That's why these guys they are the best default.
Another car in saving mode.
NH3 at all.
Another car in save mode is going to be that 43 Jose 720 because he is well off the pace down the backstretch. The plot thickens right here. Jose
yes, it
is that first car on the bubble as he's losing spots. He just lost 3 spots there to the 88, to the 11, and to the 18. Jose might be in trouble.
Yeah, these are all points going by him. He can't afford to lose too many. Yeah, I think the 11 is also in fuel saving mode. He was with these guys. Now he's actually dropping back to the 22, or that damage that he got earlier was never completely fixed. His arrow may be all kinds of out of whack.
I think it's that, but I think he's also saving quite a bit as he got a little loose there, entering in turn 1 right on that seam. Down low, kicked his car up. That's a good save from the 11 of CGMX Rose.
Very good save by him. I kind of get back up to this pack here and see the 48 of Carroll and the 1 car of Sweeter nose to tail. I'm trying to work my way back up. The 37 of Pro Viper is coming out of the pits right now, so he was another one that was probably included in that early wreck that sent 3 or 4 cars down pit road.
You know, a car that's on fire right now is going to be that 21 of God Power down the backstretch. It looks like he's going to catch up to the 88 of Dohar within the next few laps. He is a cooking and a booking up there on the high side, going through turns 3 and 4. He's going to pick up easily at least a 10th, I would think. He's got his draft just barely going down the front stretch.
Yeah, he's got the 4-car Natty Dread right behind him. That's where that side-by-side battle continues to happen between the 1 car of Sweeter and the 48 of Carroll.
And I think there's more cars saving here just in front of Dohar. That looks like it's going to be the 42 of Amore smoking a 2 of Stout Whiskey in fuel saving mode.
Yeah, earlier when I mentioned the 42 had 23 in the tank and 23 to go. He's coming across start-finish line right now. 8 laps to go, and he's got 7 laps in the tank. So he's not saving gas, or he hasn't saved enough.
That's not good, because there goes Dohar. We know 1 car who is good to the end. That is the 88. If I'm not mistaken, that 38 pitted quick too.
Yeah, that actually, with the 88 of Dohar passing the 42, that put Dohar up to 3rd. So right now it's Dohar in P3, God Power P4, Amore in 5th. And just as I said that, he switched his menu, but they've got 6 laps to go.
I think there's going to be 1 competitor to that 88. That's going to be the 21.
Yeah. I think you're right. As you see a little bit
there
further
goes
in the
Jose.
back.
So I think Dohar is up to P2. Possibly, right?
Yep. Dohar is still P3. Then it's God Power, Amore, Stout Whiskey, and then CGMX Rose.
Knights? Is Knights P2?
He could be.
I think Knights is P2.
Knights is in the corner all by himself. He doesn't have anybody around him as he's coming down the front stretch right now.
And Dohar's just now coming out of turn 4. So I'm going to go ahead and assume, man, Knights is sitting P2. I like that.
Could this be the first night that Knights makes it to the booth? He's never been to the booth before.
We might have 2 people new to the booth, Dohar and Knights.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with the 12 car here, as it looks like the 42's got 4 laps to go and 3 laps of fuel. He is deep in fuel conservation mode right now. I'm waiting for him to flip his menu. Yeah, P3 still Dohar, God Power, and more. So it's very possible that the 12 of Knights is sitting P2 right now.
I'm going to go in and assume that's exactly who's sitting P2, because it's not Stout, it's not Rose, it's not none of the guys who's been up there, because they've been all passed. As we got guys right now going down pit road with 2 laps to go. That's going to be the 4 and the 47 of Fort Smitty. They're not going to be able to make it to the end.
Nope, they're not. And Amore just took 3 to go and 2 in the tank. I think Amore's thinking he's got enough points in the bank. He's not really worried about points all that much. His gas light just came on. He's real slow around the bottom, but he is not pitting. He hasn't made that commitment yet. As the 11 of CGMX Rose just passed him for P5, and Pro Viper is sitting back there in 15th right now.
It looks like Rowdy's going to get back on the lead lap because he was mighty slow. I think Aviator lapped him, and then Rowdy just got it back. So I think Rowdy made up that lap as they're going down the backstretch. Lord knows what's going on.
Amore's going to pit this time.
He's pitting?
Yep, Amore's pitting. Yep. He just ducked below that line, so with 2 laps to go, he's going to pit.
Oh, Aviator's...
he faked it. Ooh. Is the Aviator...
Aviator won.
Looks like Ingalls is out of gas.
Aviator won. The race is over. Aviator won the race. That's going to lock him into the playoffs. Now the question is, who's getting knocked out? Someone in that yellow is getting knocked out as they went 3 wide there in turns 3 and 4. The 11 of CJ Max Rose, 43 of Jose, and the 37 of Pro Viper. Going down the front stretch as we got more cars out of gas. There's chaos.
Oh! Wow, that was close. I think that was actually a fight between the 11 and the 38.
We need the top. We need the running order. That's what we need.
Yep, I'm just waiting on that. Moore is going to coast across the line.
Yeah, he's out of gas going to turns 3 and 4 on mine.
Yep. Yep. Come on. All right. Moore finish P6. All right, let's see what it says. Yeah, Aviator, Dohar, God Power, I think.
Just sitting around waiting just to see who possibly got knocked out of this thing, though. 'Cause here we go. I think it's going to be the 4.
I think it's going to be the 4, the 24.
Okay, so Koei's knocked out. He's out. So it's between Natty, Knights, Jose. Jose only finished 1 spot ahead of Natty. So Jose should be the one knocked out.
It's going to be interesting when all these points are tallied up.
I think Jose 720 is the one that got knocked out. I'm pretty sure he only finished 1 spot ahead of Natty, and he's 2 points behind Natty. So
Yeah, these points. Yep, I think you're right. I think you're dead right.
I think I'm dead right too. I'm always right. I'm HC Motorsports.
Hey, I thought you just always wing it.
All right, who finished third?
That was
God Power.
God Power, I believe. Yeah.
All right, why don't you take God Power? Why don't you take God Power? I'm gonna take second. You take first, cause I gotta talk to that Dohar guy.
I don't blame you. God Power 3P. You got me?
Yep, got you.
Hey, man, I talked to you before the race. I said, what you got? And you said you stole the spring race. And here you go, finishing P3, man. You kept it clean. You kept it competitive. Tell us about the race.
I mean, it was a good race. I guess I was, like, mired back in 10th almost the entire time after the first round of pit stops. My car was just too loose. So I could not drive. And followed Dohar for the longest time. And, well, thanks, Dohar.
Yeah, we saw that. We actually had you on camera quite a bit. Whenever Dohar went to the top side, you followed him, kept in his draft. You guys got past that little pack with, I think, like 20-something to go. But, yeah, man, so a win last week at Dega, a P3 finish tonight. You might be clicking right when you need it with 4 races to go. Good job, man.
Yeah, one last shout out. Let's hear it from my boy Aviator clutching it out there.
Absolutely. We were actually talking a lot about that, too. If the Aviator won, who was going to be knocked out, we were kind of figuring points. You know, who was going to be? Was it going to be Natty? Was it going to be Coey? Was it going to be Knights? You know, who was going to be? And, man, yeah, great job, Aviator. All right, you've got our second-place finisher.
Straight from the ACA Academy himself, coming to the default world, running the gas strategy. Who's surprised about that? Zohar finishing P2. How's it going, buddy?
It's going great, man. I feel great. I was telling everybody I felt like I was going to have a career night tonight in NNR, and just excited everything worked out kind of on the spot.
You know, I was talking about it during the race, man. You really kind of surprised me here as of late. You're really starting to come into the default world. You know, you've been set up to your whole gaming career, we'll call it. You know, when it comes to NASCAR games, all setups. But coming in here, racing with these default guys, not just any default guys. These guys are top of the top. They're the best default racers out there. Don't care what anybody says. But you're showing you got skill on this side, man. You're killing it. You're doing good. Would you like to throw any shout-outs?
Absolutely. Of course, I got to throw a shout out to Junior Motorsports for allowing me to do this and supporting me doing this. Really wanted to come over here to NNR to just work on the driving skills because, like you said, been on setups for a long time. Forgot what it's like to kind of, cut your teeth on the preset world. So thank you to Coey for allowing me to be a part of it. Huge shout out to God Power. We had a great race back there. I thought we were kind of looking to be like a 5th place car. I knew some people were going to be short on gas. I didn't expect almost everybody to be, so I'm thinking if we didn't hit the wall early on in the race and maybe didn't get damaged at the beginning, we might have had something for the Aviator had it come down to the fuel strategy. But my strategy is always just stay out till the tank's dry. So I knew it worked out a little bit good here. So we got P2 on a night where we probably shouldn't have. So just thank you to everybody in NNR for being a great host to me and allowing me to run with y'all. Appreciate it, and of course to yourself and Pete for doing these broadcasts. Wouldn't be anything without having your guys' voices above us. So thank you for putting on the show, guys.
You guys want to know how to make it to the Pro League next year? You get an interview like that. That's what you need to do.
Great job, Joar. Congrats, man.
Great job right there. And Pete, why don't you go ahead and take P1?
Aviator, you got me.
Gotcha, bro.
I don't think anybody's got you all night long, man. Great. Man, P1, I think the only time somebody else led was during fuel stops. I think that is literally about it. Tell us about your car, man.
She was beautiful. Beautiful. Piece of art right there. I don't know. I mean, I worked with Rose all week. We started working on incredible setups. I'm just throwing them back and forth. So, yeah, it turned out way better than I thought it was going to be. Because all of a sudden in this race, I had crazy speed. Even though in practice I didn't really. So I didn't expect to be up there. I thought I was going to be in the wall half the time. Look what I did.
You're right, man. You absolutely had crazy speed. I mean, nobody had anything for you from the drop of the green. It kind of looked like you checked the field up, and once you set off like a rocket. I mean, it didn't seem like anybody was going to have anything for you, and it wasn't just that start. That's the only restart that we had all night long, and man. But you came through clutch, you're in the playoffs, you're going on to the round of 8, you forced somebody else out where you were on the outside looking in. So, man, congrats. Any shout-outs?
Yeah, I got a shout out to Dohar. I did not expect him to be here. It was all over the place, and he was the last one I expected here. He's probably going to be a spoiler for the next round. We'll see. But, yeah, that was fun.
Aviator calling the Dohar. All right, well, HD, back to you, sir.
Let me tell you one thing. We don't give shout-outs to Dohar, all right? We don't like Dohar. But, yeah. What? No, but seriously, I think, honestly, this is all unofficial. I think Jose 720 is the one who got knocked out. And, he only finished one spot ahead of Natty Dread, so I think the fuel run there at the end killed him. So I think Jose is the one to get knocked out here. It's been another good broadcast with you, Pete, tonight. A lot of fun. A little boring. You guys suck. No cautions, but hey, it was actually kind of fun there at the end. A lot of spread out racing, but it's been a fun one. It's been another broadcast of the NNR Racing League. Coey's not in here to yell at me tonight. So until next time, guys, we'll see you on the track.